Hi everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for today. Divine Dabblings with Banshee and Oberon. This is me, Oberon, with my show, The Emotional Exchanges, the outlook on the emotional exchanges. So it's a weekly look for the emotionality that's going on in the signs as determined by me. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. For maybe a month or two now, I had been doing kind of just a more love-themed or strong relationship-themed reading, but I've decided to mix it up, and so I'm doing a couple things today. I'm going to forego the collective reading because I'm going to pull two cards each for each sign of the zodiac. I had been doing a zodiac one card pull for each sign, but I've decided I want to shake this up a little bit. And so what I'm actually doing is I'm going to broaden the focus perhaps of emotional exchanges. And I want this to not be specifically about relationships at all, whether they're primary or, just strong relationships. What I would like to do would be suggest what is the most encouraging emotional thing you can do, and then what is the emotional energy that you want to avoid. So a good thing to project, a good thing to avoid or shield from. All right, so that's what I've decided to do. I don't know if it's really going to work out. Sometimes the cards have their own way of doing things, as they say. But anyways, I'm going to get started, and I'm using the Final Rose Tarot again. I don't have that camera up yet. And of course, that was part of Super Tarot Love Month. I started doing that. It's a beautiful deck. But we're going to go ahead and just shuffle these up and get that going. And thank you all for watching. This reading is for March 4th, Friday, the day of Venus, until next Thursday, March 10th. And please like us, share, subscribe to get notifications. We have a lot of other programming during the week, actually, including 5 hours of live streaming. We present cards of the day on both Twitter and Facebook. Occasionally we post on Instagram. There you have it. One more shuffle and I think I'm ready to start. So like I said, I'm into the experimentation here. I think I'm going to go really wild here. And basically, I will pull from the top card in order of the zodiac for the projective, the kind of encouraging emotional situation we want to have or to encourage. But when I go to the negative emotional energy that we want to watch out for, shield from, avoid, I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck. I'm just going to go through that. So here we go. The first sign I read for is, of course, Aries. And Aries has the King of Mirrors, which is the King of Swords. The intellectual, it says. So the encouraging emotion for Aries at this time looks very projective, but it looks analytically driven. So we are looking at portraying ourselves emotionally as strong, emotionally decisive, able to see right from wrong. What is the unencouraging emotion energy that may happen at this time? So the unencouraging emotion is the Star reversed. And this would be for Aries the idea don't mope around this week. Don't try to feel like all is lost, especially in the emotional department. Don't let your actual emotions drag you down with hopelessness. So now we move to Taurus. Taurus has the Nine of Wands reversed. The card says meeting the parent. So for Taurus, I think this is saying to project more strength despite what you're feeling. Project strength and protective qualities rather than the opposite of that. That maybe right now, Taurus, in emotional situations, you're feeling kind of guarded or you're feeling maybe semi-defeated. And a lot of this is going to be about perception, that you, Taurus, whether you consider yourself a good actor or a good liar, you have to try to project better. So what is the negative thing to avoid? And it could be a person. It's called the Page of Mirrors. So that's the Page of Swords. And I don't know if you can see that there. It says the gossip. And it's got like the little devil on the shoulder there. So I'm going to go with that idea there. Of course, we know that the Page of Swords upright could mean a lot of things, but I'm thinking that the energy to avoid is anything that has improprieties. So both of these really are both realized more from their reversed observation to me, because normally the Page of Swords would be saying being tactful. If this is the negative energy, then we're sort of looking at the idea that you need to avoid being gossipy and tactless, that this may be a problem, or you need to avoid a person like that. Gemini. Gemini has the Two of Cups reversed. And so to project an image, I think, Gemini, that you are looking to build trust or bond with somebody is what we're sort of taking out of that. That maybe Geminis have had a situation where they don't feel they're trusting somebody in their emotional relationships, whether it's a loving relationship or not. This is the energy you should be projecting, though, is trying to reconcile bonds that may be breaking or trust that may be leaking. That's the energy you should work with. The energy you should avoid or shield from is the reversed Knight of Swords, herein called the Meathead. Well, I think that definitely would kind of fit the idea of it reversed. The Knight of Swords reversed. Don't just plow into things, Gemini. Don't be overly forceful. Pace yourself. If you're showing yourself too urgently involved in any matter emotionally, people are going to pick up the wrong vibration about you. So now Cancer. Good emotion to express. It's the Six of Rings. That's the Six of Pentacles. And it says quality time. So I think Cancers, this week is a week really to focus on nurturing and generosity. It's a kind of a strong core component for many Cancers, maybe, to feel welcoming to people, to feel their emotional weight and respond in kind. So that sounds good. But the reversed one is the reversed Eight of Pentacles. And it's called the Camera Guy. When it's reversed or upright, it's the Camera Guy. And so that emotional energy, the Eight of Pentacles reversed, well, to me it suggests that we don't want to necessarily open ourselves up to certain experiences. Maybe they're teachable moments. Something like that, I guess. So we need to maybe avoid avoiding better moments for ourselves. I know I seem a little stumped on that one. I'm not really sure why. But anyways, we're moving on to Leo now, the fire sign. Leo has the Knight of Pentacles, the late bloomer. And I get that from, people with looking at the Knight of Pentacles. Leo, your best energies now are maybe, also like Gemini is getting, but maybe from that opposite direction, is just biding your time a little bit, taking stock of what things are, not necessarily moving in an urgent manner. And to apply that to your emotionality, this is really where you may be handling delicate situations, is what I'm feeling. You just don't want to make really strong moves that maybe, people will misinterpret emotionally. Now, on the negative emotion projection side, we have the upright Seven of Cups, and it says the edit. So I think what this is saying is that you may have to make a choice in some way. This was saying don't make a choice, sort of bide your time. This is saying maybe what we're projecting is the idea that you can't really avoid a certain choice. And it's not necessarily about relationships, but it certainly could be about situations that people cherish or pleasure in one way or the other. So it could just be something going on in your family life, in your friend life, something like that. But I think this is saying really don't project the idea, reserve projecting the idea that you don't know what to do or that you're overwhelmed. You sort of need to be able to project calmer emotionality, more like what it's saying is coming to you in a way. So from Leo, we will move to Virgo. Virgo has the Two of Wands reversed. Two of Wands reversed. That's the date card, it says. Okay. So the Two of Wands reversed. What you may be trying to project here, or should be trying to project here, is the idea that even if right now emotionally you seem like your life is at turmoil, Two of Wands reverse kind of thing, or that things don't seem to have control enough for you, what you want to project really is the opposite of that you do have stability around you. I think there may be situations for you, Virgo, that are really hard emotionally right now, and you just need to try to project more strength about them. What you should avoid: Queen of Swords, the bitch. You see that, don't you? I don't always think of the Queen of Swords as a bad person, but I think that she's just a person who really has to decide what's right no matter who doesn't like it. And she does decide what's right. So maybe somebody will call her a bitch because they didn't get what they wanted out of it. But there was probably a greater arena or worldview over the situation. What this really says, though, I think, is that you may want to avoid that. You may not want to project the idea that you are the one who can decide things and that you know what's best for everyone. As simple as that. Okay, so from Virgo to Libra, and you have the Ten of Cups. It says the proposal. So I think Libra, you're moving into a really happy point here, Libra. You're feeling emotionally like some things have just kind of resolved if they were unsettled, or some things have really come into their own. It could also be, too, that really you're looking at expanding this emotional contentment in your heart with either your family, your chosen partner or partners or mates, even if you don't really have that kind of life going for yourself, there may be something there where the sense of appreciation, maybe it's your nerd group, maybe it's your sewing circle, maybe it's a book club. Something is really blooming for you, Libra, and you're feeling like you want to project how much this means to you and how much it's something to build with. So then what do you want to avoid, Libra? Well, that would be so true, maybe. It's the Two of Rings, which is the Two of Pentacles. And it says the final two. And maybe what this is saying, Libra, is that when it really does get down to some relationships, you have to avoid the idea that there is this Libra sense of judgment going on, that you want to avoid making this all about, you in a sense of who is being judged or what is being judged. This may have something to do with relationships, but it could just as well not. It could just really be talking about the other choices in your life that you make that really will involve strong emotional pulls, things you're creating, things you're sharing, things you're receiving from others, just working in a block club project. Maybe now that things are finally starting to open up, we want to get more involved in the local things around us. It could be a lot of different things. So moving from Libra, we move to Scorpio. And Scorpio has Justice, number 11, the hot seat. I think that Scorpios are projecting the idea that they are seeking some equitable justice, some sort of resolution to situations that they felt embattled about or that they felt were being dealt to them the wrong way. So I think Scorpios are really projecting the emotion of, I want to be vindicated, or I want to have my day in court. It sort of feels wonky as an emotional feeling, but maybe it's just saying Scorpios are really projecting the idea that something needs to be fair for them. So then what should they project, or what should they avoid projecting? And it's the Nine of Swords. Blindsided. The Nine of Swords is about, sadness. And so Scorpios maybe need to not show all the pain they're feeling right now. And maybe Scorpios are feeling a lot of pain for a lot of reasons, but it's not going to really help you emotionally at all at this time, other than maybe to make people want to give you more space. And maybe that's just not what you need right now. Maybe you need to be around more people. Maybe you not to be blindsided because you're in the thick of it. Sagittarius. The Three of Rings, the Three of Pentacles, the group date. Sagittarians, maybe you're feeling your egalitarian nature in a sense. And so what you want to project, Sagittarians, I think, is that you're not necessarily tethered to specific relationships or loves. You are feeling more of a love of humankind, or a love of being around more people. This is not to say that you don't have primary love interests, but right now, Sagittarians, you really want to focus on showing as much love as you can to your team, whoever they are. What you may want to watch yourself doing is being a hermit. That maybe there's a double pull here. What is the ITM? I forget what it is. In the moment, of course. So these kind of match really curiously in a way. You've pulled the hermit, which they call in the moment. And yet at the same time, you also have that. You should project being part of the team. you should not project necessarily solo enjoyment or solitary nature. That maybe this, is not to be projected. It could be savored or enjoyed by you, Sagittarians, but it's not the emotion. You don't want people to feel like you are being a hermit. You want people to feel like you're there for the team. That makes total sense to me. Okay, so then we're going to move to Capricorn. And Capricorn has the reversed Three of Cups, Three of Flutes, Cups. Here to make friends. What you may be trying to project, or will be trying to project this week, Capricorns, is that maybe you're not here to get friends. Maybe you're just here to sort of be your own person. There's something solitary about a lot of Capricornians in a way. I'm not trying to blanket or broad sweep with that, but I think that your best emotion this week, Capricornians, is to maybe show your individualistic nature, and also the sense that, like an old friend of mine used to say, oh, a party? Well, every day's a party to me. So I think this could be just another way of saying that maybe Capricornians, you want to feel like there's no one day in particular that is the bounty of enjoyment for you, that every day could actually be that. So that's a good energy to project. Now, the emotion you may be trying to avoid, or you should be trying to avoid, is the reversed Six of Cups, the butterflies. And of course, that connotes the idea of, things from our past, the childhood joys, that kind of thing. But it's reversed. It may be saying what you don't want to project is maybe this over clingy nature to your past, or to things that maybe are remote in some sense. It may not be the past so much, but it may be things that are just finished business. So maybe it could be something as recently as just a few months ago, when you made a job change, but yet you still wanted to sort of keep things going on at the other place, appropriate or otherwise. No, you kind of have to let some things be. So the energy you're promoting here, Capricorns, is maybe saying, I can let the past fall away and not be mired by it. All right, on to Aquarians. And bingo, their projective energy is the sun, paradise. So Aquarians, for whatever reasons, you should be focusing on maybe getting away for a vacation, going somewhere where the sun is shining brightly, or bringing the sense of sunshine and paradise to everything you do, to your relationships, your work life, your other life. So this is really a go-ahead sign for Aquarians to just project mighty strong emotional resonance right now. What you should not project, what you should avoid, or otherwise not do is, of course, the reversed Five of Mirrors, Five of Swords. And Mr. O likes to think of this card as the nobody wins card, especially in the reverse position. And of course, they show a little rat there, and it says tattletale underneath, and it's reversed. So this is saying really that idea that maybe we have as Aquarians is a take no prisoners approach, more so egalitarian that everyone else just sort of will figure it out and move along with us. Maybe Aquarians, if you're really feeling that kind of direction, that idea that you're doing something for the right of all or for the best for all, you have to really make sure you're not hurting somebody. The Five of Swords really is a reminder that sometimes, even maybe if we don't know we could be hurting somebody. So please be careful. Do not project, pain in what you're doing this week. Watch your actions and make sure you're not hurting people. Finally, we move to Pisces, and their you have Number 12, the Hangman, and you have it upright. To be continued, the cliffhanger. And of course, that is the Hangman in a way. So I think the idea that Pisces are projecting is that maybe they are hiding some parts of their emotionality behind them, and maybe what they're hiding is what they need to do. To be continued. It's not necessarily about a sacrifice you have to make or a wisdom that you have to consider and elevate for yourself. It could be those things, but this could also be just saying in the context of love, emotions, relationships, you need to guard some part of yourself maybe and consider what the action in the future from that can be. So finally, what is what you don't want to do? What are you trying to avoid here, or what should you be avoiding? It's the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is upright. So it says next destination underneath. And the Three of Wands may be saying, you know, somebody is building plans, or in this context, maybe somebody is changing plans or reordering plans for a getaway, a next destination. This could be implying that maybe Pisces, you're thinking that you should end things or change things, but this is saying not so fast. The energy you don't want to project is that you can just pick up and leave or change your plans, Pisces. You kind of have to deal with the situation that maybe is presented here. The idea that as a cliffhanger, there's still more to do here for you. Not run away, though, is one of those options. So that's what I had for the emotional exchanges this week. And thank you for watching, everybody. I hope I'll see you next week. Don't forget to watch the Happy Hour and also Banshee's Material Matters. Those are respectively on Saturday at 10 a.m. and also on Sunday, Banshee at 10 a.m. And of course, our live streams, our cards of the day, everything else. Please support us, subscribe if you haven't, and check out our other platforms. So this is Mr. Oberon saying, take care. Have a great emotional exchange this week.